All righty. What's up, John?
Well, a bonus freebie real quick. What if we call it Mail It In Friday with these Thursday night primetime games coming up here?
I'm fully expecting that from you and Mark. I know I'm going to have to carry the load on Friday morning.
Right.
I'm already expecting it.
All right.
It's okay, though.
What if the media actually covered the stories that should be the lead headlines?
Then we would have a little more coverage of what happened to United Airlines yesterday. Did you see that there was a brief nationwide ground stop for all United Airlines flights, according to the FAA? Yeah, they said it was a software update that caused a widespread slowdown in United's technology systems. And don't get me wrong, everybody wrote about it. If you Google United Airlines, you will see CNBC, ABC, CNN. They all wrote a story on it, right? But I went to CNN.com this morning, and there's not one story about United. I mean, it would seem to me one of the major United States airlines is grounded in what has been obviously a horrible couple of years for the industry for what they say are software upgrades. And right now on CNN, what's the top story on their website? New details of special counsel's election interference probe emerges. And it's a picture of Donald Trump. Wow, can't believe that.
Talk about a bombshell.
It's like, it reminds me of the story I shared yesterday. Selena Zito, whose claim to fame was 2016. She was the one who was writing out of Pittsburgh, and she became a national figure when she said, hey, there's something happening with this Trump movement. There are a lot of blue-collar former Democrats who are going to vote for this guy, and no one's going to see it coming. And she predicted Donald Trump's win, especially in places like Pennsylvania and Ohio and elsewhere. And she wrote a piece over the weekend that was headlined, How Out of Touch the Coasts Are with the Average Person Who Is Not Obsessed with Presidential Politics. And this is a great example. I mean, how many thousands of Americans yesterday and millions over the last couple of years have been impacted by the awful service of the airline industry. And yesterday, one of the major carriers has a global outage. And yeah, I mean, they wrote the story. But I feel like even 15 years ago, that would have been a lead story in this country. Instead, the media thinks that all we care about is Donald Trump and Joe Biden and how much, they're each corrupt old men who should be nowhere near the White House, depending on which side of the aisle you're on. And don't get me wrong, I feel that way about one of them. But I'm not doing 4 hours on it every day. That would be the most boring radio of all time for those of you who want that nonstop. I mean, you want it injected into your veins because the American people are not there. And when you've got United Airlines having this global outage, and it's kind of like a blip on the radar for the news decision desks, I'm like, what are we missing here? Because that's the kind of stuff that actually impacts people every day in this country.
What if you encounter an airborne biohazard?
Oh, you mean like diarrhea?
Well, could be.
Apparently. On an airplane going from Atlanta to Barcelona over the weekend?
Negative. It's just a biohazard issue. We've had a passenger who had diarrhea all the way through the airplane, so they want us to come back to Atlanta.
I would have vomited on the plane, by the way.
Right? You would have had more biohazard.
Yeah. That airplane, if you haven't seen the story, there was an airplane that left Atlanta over the weekend, was going to Barcelona, and somebody had massive diarrhea, and it went up and down the entire aisle of the airplane. And they had to turn around right around Richmond and go back to Atlanta to land the plane due to what the pilot called there a biohazard. I would have vomited. Now, my stomach's gotten a lot better since having kids and changing diapers and smelling that for the last few years. But this is next level. I would not have. I've always kind of been quick triggered on that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten better. It's also a lot easier when it's your own kid, let's be honest. But I wouldn't have lasted on this. It would have been Biohazard 2.0. I would have been yakking, especially if I had an aisle seat.
No kidding.
If I had a window seat, I would have been just staring out the window at the cumulus clouds, being like, don't look over there, sticking my fingers in my ears.
It'll look like Ralphie at Christmas Story there when they go downtown to look at the toys in the window, his face all pressed up against the fingerprints, steaming up the window.
Keep looking outside. Don't turn your head. Don't. Oh, gosh.
Blue Ocean.
Oh, my goodness. But I'll just say this. The pilot did the right thing.
Yep.
You're going to Barcelona. Turn that damn plane around. And what happened to the individual and why they had explosive diarrhea. And by the way, I'm sure they're sitting in like row 30 and they decided to use the front bathroom or something like that. And then, right around row 25, all hell breaks loose. Oh, gosh. Ugh. Okay. All right. What's next in What If Wednesday?
Oh, I was trying to think of something for Sully there, but
Yeah.
Sully's job is a little easier landing on the Hudson River.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
I mean, Sully's job is much easier than that.
All right. What if Mark's parlay hits tomorrow night in the Chiefs game? Do tell.
Well, I hope he buys his wife something nice. She's, 6 months pregnant. So I hope you buy her something nice if you hit one of your $5 27-way parlays for $600 or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, do you have one for me before we get to tomorrow? Do you have something good, or are you still looking at it?
I've got one, but I might have to adjust it.
That's fine, because I know we got this Travis Kelce injury, right?
Yeah.
Hyperextended knee. So he's a game-time decision.
I've got the general outline, though, if you want to hear it.
How many you got?
10, but 9.
Okay.
9
All right.
quick ones.
Well, you got a minute. Let it rip.
All right. I'm going Chiefs money line.
Okay.
Isaiah Pacheco, 40 yards rushing.
Okay.
Isaiah Pacheco, 5 yards or more receiving.
Okay.
Noah Gray, 5 yards or more receiving.
All right.
Sky Moore, 25 yards or more receiving.
All right.
Richie James, 10 yards or more receiving.
Mm-hmm.
I had Travis Kelce, 65 yards, but I think I'm taking that one out.
Okay.
Patrick Mahomes, 250 or more yards passing. And Chiefs scoring 27 points or more.
I liked a lot of that, Mark. You know what I have the biggest concern on? Sky Moore. Everyone's hot on Sky Moore after, the Super Bowl. But he wasn't found in many places last year for most of the regular season.
I'm looking for the second-year jump.
All right.
Hopefully.
And I understand the theory. But if there's one of those I've got concerns with, I would say that's the biggest one.
I imagine there's a few plays that didn't get sprung in preseason. I'm certainly hoping so because I didn't see a lot to him to make me think that he was going to be stepping up.
I agree.
Yeah.
So that's the one. But I like a lot of the other ones, especially Noah Gray if there's no Kelce in this game. And what's that? What's that? Little $5 bet to win you what? 600? Ish?
$10 to win 600. Oh, yeah, Justin Ross touchdown, too. That was the last one.
Oh,
Justin Ross touchdown.
Okay.
That bumps it.
That bumps it a lot.
Yeah.
All right.
If not, then it would be like $10 to win maybe like 150.
All right. Well, buy yourself something nice when you hit it tomorrow night. There you go. What If Wednesday?